Hi everyone, just going to go over some of the encoding and decoding that we did in class the other day. Just a bit of a refresh as well on multiplying matrices and finding the inverse of a matrix. So encoding and decoding. So I'm going to use the coding matrix C, and it's going to be a 2, 3, 1, 2 that I'm going to use. So that's going to be like a sort of key to lock message, if you want to say. So then I'm going to make a message matrix up. So the way that we code or create our message is by using just a simple system where A will equal 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, so on and so forth. And a space will be denoted by 27. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually write my message out using the alphabet first, just to help me keep my steps nice and clear. So then it's just a matter of picking a message. So I'm going to go with tomorrow. Space is space Friday space. So the reason that I've written it like this is because our coding matrix is a 2 by 2. So to multiply, to be able to encode this, we're going to have a 2 row by however many column matrix we want. But it is important that it is a 2 row, otherwise the multiplication, of course, isn't going to work. So I've got a 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, a 2 by 11 matrix. So then I'm just going to swap all of my letters into numbers just by following. So T is a 20, O is 15, M is 13, O 15, R 18, O was 15 again, W 23, then 27 for our space, I will be a 9, and S will be 19, 27, 27, F6, where's my R, 18, I 9, D is 4, A is a 1, and a Y is 25, and then of course 27, 27, 27. Now of course I've got the spaces in there because we can't have just blank spots in a matrix. It does have to be filled with something. So where previously we might have used a 0 to denote a placeholder, we've used a 7 here, a 27 there, sorry. So I'm just going to scroll down, or I'm going to take my matrix, copy it, and I'm just going to jump onto another page. There it is. So that's my matrix. Now I need to code it. So that step means that we need to take a code matrix. So that was our matrix that was 2, 3, 1, 2. Now, of course, if you're going to send a coded matrix, the person at the other end has to have what you've coded it with to be able to unlock it. Then I'm simply going to multiply that by my M matrix. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to go my row 1 by column 1. And then, yeah, and so on and so forth. So then row 2 by column 1. And that will give me my coded matrix. So I've just switched over to my calculator view to be able to do this. So I've taken my message matrix and I've popped it in, and I'm just going to save that one. So Control var, and I'm going to save that as M and enter. So now, of course, I have to enter in my coding matrix. So once that saves, there it is. I'm going to show you entering in another matrix. So just hitting our matrix button, selecting that one. So of course it's a 2 by 2, so we need to change rows and columns to 2 by 2. And entering the data. So 2, 3, 1, 2. And again, going outside the matrix, Control var, and saving that one as just C for coding. So now, of course, we've got our C and M matrix in there. So I want to code up my message matrix now. So I'm just going to go my C matrix and multiply that by my M matrix. Of course, I'm not going to go M by C because the order of the matrix won't allow that. So waiting for a slow computer. There it goes. So that message there, my CM matrix, would be what I would send off. So that's all coded now, and you can't just easily decipher that. So when you receive that message, what you would do is you'd be popping that. So I'm going to go Control var, enter. Get my computer to catch up to what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I want to save the answer. I'm going to save that as CM. So I've got that saved in my calculator now. So now our next step is that we want to decode this. So the way that we decode it, remember, is that where you're going to use the inverse. So if you were thinking about it, what you'd want to do with just a regular number is you'd want to divide it so that you could unlock that code. But again, with matrices, we can't just work with division. So what we do is we multiply by an inverse, which happens to be the same sort of thing as division. So we're going to need the inverse of our coding matrix. So this will be like the unlocking key. So to get the inverse of our coding matrix, it'll be C to the power of -1. Don't want the square root function there. So C to the power of -1. So that will be our inverse matrix. And then we're just going to multiply that by CM, which was our secret message matrix. If we just multiplied it by M, it's not going to work because M is our original message matrix, so it has to be by the coded one. Hit enter then, and hopefully you can see that this bottom answer matrix here has come up as the same as our original matrix. So then you would just simply go and you'd go 20 and find the corresponding letter and break it out, which will give you your original message, which is tomorrow is Friday. So I hope that all made sense, and happy code breaking.